Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we're here for another severe weather breakdown. Now we got Hurricane Lee to talk about. We got a lot of damaging hail that is falling currently to talk about. We've got so many things to talk about today on the weather show, so let's go and get right into it. Starting off with the SPC outlook for today, tornado threat. We do have a 2% risk of a tornado up here in Pennsylvania and portions of south central New York. This does include Binghamton and New York and then Scranton and Pennsylvania. So look out in those regions. You could see a tornado tonight. Wind threat. We do have two 15% risks of damaging winds of 60 miles an hour or higher today. Browns, that's a 5% risk of wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher tonight. So look out for that if you're in those regions. Hail threat. We have a 15% hatched risk of hail. That means you have a 15% chance to see hail of 2 inches or larger in this region. In this yellow blob, you have a 15% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger. But this is the main concern here on the Kansas-Nebraska border. There's currently a brand new severe thunderstorm watch at the time of filming this that said that ping pong sized hail could be falling in these regions, and they already have been for the past few hours, and it's really going to start to ramp up tonight, like as soon as this video comes out. So, if you are in the cities of McCook or Colby or anywhere between, or really anywhere northeast of that, definitely look out. You could see some very large hail today. Damaging wind threat. Oh, wait, we already went over that. I don't know why I wanted to go over that again. Tomorrow, we do have another marginal risk of severe weather already. Tornado threat is very low but could get upgraded. Damaging wind threat for tomorrow. We have a 5% risk of 60 mile an hour or higher winds, which is what's driving our marginal risk here. This goes all the way down to Lubbock, all the way back up to Colby. Hail threat, same thing tomorrow actually, so I guess technically they're both driving it. They're very similar sizes. The hail threat might be a problem though, because I mean we just had a bunch of large hail fall in these regions, and if it happens again, there could be a lot of destruction here in the Central Plains, specifically like Colby and McCook. So look out for that tomorrow as well. The hail threat is not out of the picture. Going all the way into Monday, as of right now, we don't have any marginal risks, luckily, but we do have some thunderstorms forecast all the way from the desert Southwest up into the upper Midwest, and then one across the entirety of the East Coast because of Hurricane Lee that could cause some slight thunderstorm activity in these regions, but is not expected to make landfall until much later, and it's not even going to do so in the southeast. It's going to do so in the northeast. But we'll go and break down that later in the video. Actually, I guess we'll do it right now. National Hurricane Center. We have two brand new disturbances that were not here this morning. This one has a 30% chance to form the next 7 days. This one looks like it could actually go for a similar region that Hurricane Lee is going to hit. Luckily, it is not looking like it's going to form, but if it does, this could be bad, guys. Like, we could have another hurricane head up to the northeast, which is very uncommon to have two in one season. This disturbance has a 30% chance to form the next 7 days and a 30% chance to form the next 48 hours. And, this one is probably going to be a fish storm, it's looking like, because its path size is very small right now. Tropical Storm Margot, it is going to fizzle out very soon. Not supposed to do much other than be a fish storm. I mean, I guess it is going to become a hurricane, so it's not going to fizzle out yet, but it's not going to do much other than hurt the fishies. Hurricane Lee, this is the main focus, obviously, for right now. It is currently a Category 3 hurricane with 115 mile an hour winds, so definitely look out. This is expected to intensify and head up towards the northeast. Like I said, the eye is expected to make landfall somewhere on the Maine Canada border, so definitely look out for that up here in the northeast. In about a week, probably, maybe a little later, this should make landfall up here. Again, I'm not saying it's going to, but it is very possible and even likely. Eastern Pacific, Tropical Storm Jova, it's actually going to fizzle out very soon. By the time we are for evening video on Tuesday, it's just going to be a tropical depression. Central Pacific, same thing. You got Jova, but it's not expected to do anything. So let's go ahead and move on to the Hurricane Lee track here. So right now it is a Category 3 hurricane, and it is expected to turn back into a Category 4. It is going to re-intensify because these waters are hotter than they've ever been, guys. Like, Like, the ocean water temperatures are so ridiculously warm this year, it's like bath water, okay? But it is expected to go back down to category 3. So here's my prediction. This is a very early prediction, and it could change. So by the time it reaches Bermuda, it is not going to make direct landfall in Bermuda, but it is going to cause some effects, and it is going to approach Bermuda as a category 2, high-end category 2, and then it's going to move off to the north here more and more, and then my guess is that it will make landfall somewhere in this region near New Brunswick and Maine, kind of in this whole circle that I'm making. I can't actually draw on this, but in this circle that I'm making with my mouse, anywhere in here has a chance to see the direct landfall. This goes all the way down almost to New York, I would say, like New York City. So anywhere in the Northeast, really, especially the New England region, look out. You could see landfall here. And then, like I said earlier, the East Coast, as this thing goes near this East Coast here, it's not going to directly impact it, but it could cause some thunderstorm activity out here and some high winds. So look out, East Coast. Finally, Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. That is September 15th to September 19th. We do have our coldness dome, which, while it might start to make some of these regions here feel a bit chilly, especially once you get up north into like Michigan and Wisconsin and places like that, New York, while it might get a bit cold, we can thank this thing because this is what's pushing Hurricane Lee away from making landfall near the Carolinas here, or really anywhere in the blue region. So anywhere in the blue region, you are not expected to see the landfall of Hurricane Lee, luckily, because it's this cold dome is actually pushing it away, but that does mean you are going to have to see some below average temperatures, so it might get a bit chilly out here in this region. We do also have a heat dome. This is isolated up in the northwest here, but it does have a couple strong rings out here that go into the desert southwest, Four Corner States region, as well as the northwest, so look out here. You're going to see some very above average temperatures. One last heat wave before fall officially starts is my guess. Next up is the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Below average precipitation is expected here. We've got kind of just scattered domes of below average precipitation likely across the United States. One is over here near the Ohio Valley, one is here in the northwest, and one is down in the desert southwest. And then above average precipitation is likely up here in the northeast as well as the south central U.S. Now the northeast is likely to see above average precipitation because of Hurricane Lee. So they are already expecting Hurricane Lee to make landfall somewhere in here. Maybe not the strongest part of Hurricane Lee, but some part of Hurricane Lee could affect this region and bring lots of rainfall. So be looking out here, especially this above average region of precipitation is probably just going to grow more and more the closer we get to the date of landfall. The only reason it's not now is because we're not certain if it's going to make landfall here, but I guess this could also be a good guide for where it might make landfall. Anywhere in the green, I'd say is very likely to see potential effects from Hurricane Lee here, and kind of have a landfall from it. So like all the way down to Rhode Island and Massachusetts, all the way up into Maine. So look out for that. 8 to 14 day outlooks. Temperature, it is just going to be pretty average here. We did see a massive cool dome. That's just going to die, and you're just going to see some average temperatures here in this huge region for once. You know, it's not common that a huge area of the U.S. just sees normal temperatures, but it's going to happen for portions of the Ohio Valley, the southeast, the deep south, this south central, this Great Plains, the Midwest, and more. So yeah, you're going to see some very nice weather out here as we get into the late September region. You know, it just kind of gets nice overall, in my opinion. Down here in the desert southwest, you could expect to see below average temperatures, but I mean, nobody's complaining about that down here in this region because it is always like a million degrees. Above average temperature is likely still here in the northwest and southern Texas, but it's not like a huge possibility. Well, it is a possibility, but it's not, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I guess it's not really likely yet. Finally, 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook. Really not much to talk about. Just kind of average for once. Above average precipitation is likely here still in the northeast because of Hurricane Lee making a potential landfall. But other than that, it's just like blank. There's nothing really much to talk about. No extreme, wacky precipitation stuff. We do have an area that might see above average precipitation here and near the boot of Texas, panhandle of Oklahoma, southwestern Kansas, southeastern Colorado, and northeastern New Mexico. So look out for that here. You have a 40 to 50% chance to see above average precipitation, but other than that, everything's just kind of basic. The most of the country is going to see near normal precipitation, which again is very uncommon for this huge chunk of the country to see that. But yeah, it's going to get very nice out. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Hurricane Lee is a big threat. It's going to head towards the northeast most likely, maybe not even make landfall yet. So I don't want to cause too much panic, but it definitely could. So look out for that. And I'll see you all in the next one.